All right, guys. Happy Thursday. Good morning, everybody. What a day in the market. It was just crazy. Like January 6th really stood up to its name, and it's going to be probably a good anniversary of the market and, of course, the events. So I had a really, really good day. I mean, market yesterday sold off because the Feds were so dovish, they say, or hawkish.
Hawkish.
Hawkish. They were hawkish. It means that they want to increase the rate. But I mean, it was not a surprise. Everybody kind of knew, and I think it was kind of overreaction of the market. People start selling off. People start selling. But anyways, it was a really brutal day yesterday. I wasn't trading it, but today we came and I saw the first trade for me was Microsoft. I had Microsoft on my chart from the past, and what I noticed was that the opened very, very strong. I even didn't wait for a 1 minute candlestick to close this. So I, went down and suddenly huge buying power came in and I started loading up very heavy at 313, popped up above the VWAP, sold some. As you see, it is a 1 minute opening range breakup as a doji, although it was still red for the day, but it was just the buying pressure. The whole market was going up. And then I added more heavy at 315 and 314, all the way up to 317. 58. I did add a little bit on these pullbacks because I was still thinking that there is still another pop up on it. After it came down to the VWAP, popped up, and I got stopped out after it came down. So I lost a little bit of profit here because my average came somewhere around 314, 15. But I'm not really blaming myself because there was a huge sell-off came, which was kind of through the market, and it did eventually bounce back and went all the way up to 318. But that was unfortunate that I gave some of the profit back. But that was a really, really solid trade. I mean, Microsoft definitely was through these levels, very extended, and I just took that trade with it. I think Jared, you also did it as well, yes?
Yeah, actually very similar initial entry and very similar second ad, the one near previous day close.
But I
I
noticed that
didn't
you
do
got out
the
completely
I didn't
before
do the
previous day
momentum
close.
ad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was willing to add back, but I liked the sort of bounce recovery to it, and was kind of waiting to see what the market gave me after that.
Yeah, so I guess I give some of the profit back here, unfortunately, but overall it was turned out to be a really nice trade. And then we had Rivian. Rivian is a car company, and it went below the price of the IPO, which was IPO was around $100, went up all the way to 180, and then it below the IPO, and then suddenly everything starts selling off, including Neo, Tesla, and Lucid. But this one was just unbelievable from 91 all the way up to 75, and it was hitting our scanner all the time. Like from the morning, our turbo breakdown scanner was saying Rivian, Rivian, Rivian. And someone in the chat mentioned that, and I look at it and I said, wow, look at this huge drop at 75. And obviously, if we are in a uncharted territory. It's called no man's land. You've never been there. We don't know how actually stocks is behaving. So there is no level when you are in all-time low and all-time high. I started buying at 75, popped up a little bit, sold, and then and next drop I started buying at 75, and all the way I still actually have it to what is it now, 84. So as you see, I'm still actually have not a lot, 36 shares. So that was a very, very, very nice big pop that I got from it. So that was very, very interesting, and I should have added on this next pullback, and I knew it's gonna go up, but I was just done with my day, and I said, you know what, I'm not gonna trade anything. So that was a really, really solid day, and I think Rivian has the potential to go to 85. I have only 30 shares left. And that was it. Yeah, it was a very, very solid day for me, thanks to Microsoft and Rivian. TNA, I'm still holding, back holding. It was a really, really, I was almost green on it 2 days ago, but now I'm back down on it. CI just might sell covered calls and make some profit on it. I think market a little bit overreacted. It's my opinion is that market is overreacted because everybody knew the liquidity is going to be lower and interest rates is going to higher. It's just sometimes in this market sell-offs, people are selling to buy lower when the panic is happening. They don't necessarily mean that the market is going to collapse. It's just a buying opportunity for them. But I just didn't. I could sell everything here and buy lower, but I just didn't do that. So that was for me. What did you do, Jared? I know you did Microsoft. Did you trade Rivian too?
Yeah, I actually traded Rivian around the same prices. My trade probably wasn't as clean as yours, and I didn't hold as long. But I was looking at the same setup. It was an extreme reversal. I was stepping into the selling pressure as opposed to waiting for the recovery. not necessarily the best way to go about it. But at the end of the day, just walking away green and glad my head is still tied
Yeah.
onto my body. Um, and also, I traded Tesla. Similar setups, lots of sort of bounce recoveries. Some worked better than others, but I think Rivian was probably the most clean in regards to the volume profile because you have a really nice stair step of red candles and then that final wave right before a halt. And that really set up for a nice bounce on that one. But Tesla's moving just as well.
Yeah,
Off the low.
Tesla, the pattern is kind of the same, but as you said, Rivian was way more clean in terms of volume. Plus, it was in a uncharted territory. I think someone mentioned Lucid as well. I think Lucid had the same pattern as well. All of them, as you see, between 9:45 to 10:15, all of them had a huge drop, same
Yep,
as Neo.
exactly.
Yeah.
It looks just like Tesla, actually.
Yeah, and Neo would have been at least near S4, so that's interesting that if you were trading Neo, you could have seen that there are some potential support here. What's your outlook on the markets with the Fed's meeting?
I'm keeping an eye on the bigger market cap names because that forced a lot of the downside yesterday. The Googles, the Microsofts. As long as they are holding up okay, then I think the market has a chance to stabilize. But I do see that the volatility has risen, not only in the trading range, but also the VIX, just indicators that we often look at. And main thing is just to prepare for volatility until it subsides. And however you do that, it can be direction-based or non-direction based. You can hedge. There's a bunch of different strategies for it. But don't disrespect the volatility is kind of the key. That's often where you get into a really bad location or just position too much too soon, and then you can really get stopped out pretty hard, no matter how you're trading. So
That's amazing. What about crypto markets? Bitcoin went to 43,000, 42,000. What's your thought on that?
yeah, this is kind of the proving moment, I think, because a lot of people look at the trading range Bitcoin's been in. It looks similar to the May crash. We stopped at 30,000. We bounced to about 41.8. And then there was a trading range for about 2 months, highs and lows, very clear on the weekly. At some point, the low of what is often referred to as the liquidity drop, when people are basically stopping out of leverage and everything like that, you get that big bottoming tail. That is a test area. The market needs to test, is it any, is the demand any deeper? And does the market need to sell off more? If we can recover from there, then a breakout of 51 or 52 is a great technical trade. But until then, I think we're kind of trapped in this lower range. The bull market is kind of being questioned here, just like it was in May. So it's that same sentiment, but ultimately the market's not moving up right now, so we have to be careful of a drop.
Yeah, excellent. Do you think if it breaks the 40,000, would be a short all the way up to 30,000 or no? Do you think this breakdown?
I think there might be a small recovery from 40,000, but I would severely question new all-time highs from a bounce of 40,000. It just doesn't seem like the right spot to consider that technical setup. Not necessarily that it has to go to 30 once again, but from 40, I'd be looking for like a weekly lower high. And at that point, I'd probably consider some possible exit strategies, especially if the sentiment's really changing in the markets. And even things like interest rates, this asset is supposed to be sort of a leveraged asset class for rising interest rates. And we're not seeing that yet. So it either needs to work or it doesn't, and that correlation can break apart pretty quickly.
Yeah, excellent. Well, thank you so much for that. I I kind of locked myself out of the office, so I missed the recap with Brian, but I think Brian did a short at Pfizer somewhere around here, and then he got stopped out on this quick bounce, which was kind of, he regret that why he didn't get back in there. Plus, he did a really nice trade on BABA because the Chinese stocks bounced back. And he had them on watch list. He got this pop at 933 at around 125, 126, and then all the way up to 128. So I know that was a trade that I was thinking of taking it on BABA, but I kind of I was in other trades and I didn't do that. So that's pretty much, I think, what Brian did. I don't think he did trade Rivian, but yeah, so that was his recap. All right, so thank you so much, everyone, and really appreciate that. So I'm gonna cut it off, and Jared, thank you. It's an honor again, recapping next to you. Thanks for everything you're doing. Looking forward to see your Crypto Friday tomorrow, and yeah, have a good day, guys. It was an amazing day for us.